Clarke Associates, we are public relations consultants, is how most people would describe it. Our job is actually to protect, to enhance the reputation of our clients, to get conversations going about them, to get news about them out there. We started in 1986, which almost frightens me actually. It's close on, it's about 30 years ago now. It was very traditional then. I mean, you have to go back to a time when actually fax machines were the one way, the most advanced way of communication. Computers were actually only really just coming in. I'm sounding exceptionally old now. But the past 30 years, we've seen huge technological change, which has impacted not just on us, but also our clients' businesses, but the way that people communicate. And that's been one of the great joys of over the past few decades, actually, of seeing the way that we all communicate now is totally different to how it used to be 30 years ago. Part of our business is actually generating publicity and coverage for our clients, and we do that across a whole range of different channels, but including media coverage. And there online I read about Transformation for Growth and a program that was being delivered by Aston University. So I simply Googled it, dropped them a line to say, look, could I have a few more details? And lo and behold, they came back. We filled in an application form, had a discussion with them, and it went from there. So for us, it's a classic piece actually of saying that publicity really does pay off, because we wouldn't have been on this program had we not read about that publicity. The Transformation Growth Project, it actually gets you to identify where you have been, where you are at the moment, and actually where you want to get to. And it has a series of tools that enable you to do that as well. So it's much more scientific than just a conversation where you just plot it on a piece of paper. So it does have a series of tools that actually help measure you in terms of your progress along that journey. The systems that they use have not just been developed for this purpose. They are acknowledged internationally as actually being the basis for the development of small businesses, medium-sized businesses that actually want to grow and develop. And they've been proved not just in the UK, but worldwide, and particularly in the US. So again, there's quite a privilege actually in being able to access those systems, which frankly, we would never have been able to afford.
Quite a lot over the past week or so.
There is only so much that one individual can do, and it is far better to have a group of individuals who are working together, but also within their own specialisms as well. And that's certainly what this program has enabled us to do.
I'm really pleased actually with what you've done. I think we're making some progress.
It has been a cultural change, both for me and also for the business. For me, in ensuring that people are taking on responsibility for their own areas, for designated those areas and specialisms, and for the business, for them understanding actually that they are there to deliver within their sector. And that is actually how we will achieve growth, and that is how this business will develop, not just in the next year, but over the next 5 to 10 years as well, by actually ensuring there's greater accountability amongst the team here, that they're actually developing, if you like, their own mini businesses as well within their own specialisms. I don't think we would be achieving that without this project.
Since we've been involved with the Transformation for Growth project, I suppose it's been quite a sort of liberating experience in the sense that we've got quite a bit of control over developing our own areas of the business. For example, I've got experience in the Far East and I'm using that to develop a China business unit, and I've been given free rein, so to speak, to go out there and look for business contacts and leads, and that's bearing fruit now.
We're really well blessed in being in an area that frankly is the entrepreneurial capital of Britain. And that's not just now, but that's historic as well. Birmingham and the Black Country, they were at the heart of the Industrial Revolution. We had the great minds that came together, you know, the Boltons, the Watts, the Murdochs. We tend to think of them as older people. They weren't. They were in their 20s and they were in their 30s when they set up their enterprises, which were revolutionising not just Britain, but the world in terms of what they did. There's a huge amount of prestige about this being delivered by Aston Business School. I mean, Aston Business School, one of the great business schools, not just in Britain, but in Europe, recognised worldwide. I have enormous pride when I tell people that I'm actually on a programme with Aston Business School. It gives me quite a fillip. The experience of working through Transformation for Growth has actually been quite cathartic, actually. I'd recommend it to anybody because I do think that the idea of you being able to take time out to actually work through a process, to actually talk about your aspirations, to see positive steps that you can actually take to achieve those aspirations. I mean, it's done wonders for us, and importantly for me as well as a business owner, in terms of actually moving us forward. I'd strongly recommend this kind of approach to anybody else who's running a business, whether they've just set up, 6 months ago, whether they set up 6 years ago or close on 30 years ago as we have. It seems to be appropriate to a business at every stage of its evolution. So I have no hesitation in endorsing it.